My wife left me and our daughter for a guy we met at the mechanic shop. Hello Reddit I plus here. I never imagined my world could unravel so fast, that a simple visit to a mechanic's shop could set fire to everything I'd built. My wife and I had been married for 5 years. Together, we had a beautiful 4-year-old daughter. She also had 2 preteens from her previous marriage. We were a blended family, not perfect, but filled with moments that felt close to it. Until, that is, that day. 2 months ago, we went to get her car serviced. It was an ordinary day, the kind where you rush through errands without thinking much about them. But as we stepped into the shop, I noticed something, a glint in her eyes. She kept talking to the mechanic, laughing a little too easily, her voice bright and warm. It caught my attention, but I brushed it off. Who gets jealous at a mechanic's shop? The guy was friendly too. We ended up chatting about the Raiders because he noticed my jersey. He seemed harmless. I didn't think twice about it, but while I was working 10-hour days, trying to keep the roof over our heads and provide for our family, things were happening behind my back. She was seeing him every single day. Then came the message. 3 weeks ago, I came home to an empty house, only to find a text from her, cold, detached. She said she was gone, that she had found her soulmate, the mechanic from that shop. My stomach twisted. Soulmate? She'd barely known him. She'd left everything behind, including our daughter. She took her 2 older kids, but the child we'd made together? She left her with me. The pain didn't just hit me, it ripped me apart. I've barely slept since. When I lie in bed, my mind replays our last moments together. The family we were, and the family that disintegrated in the blink of an eye. I hear my daughter crying at night, her small sobs echoing through the empty rooms. Thank God for my sisters and my mom, who've become lifelines, taking care of her while I work. But the story doesn't end there. No, she made sure of that. She's blocked me on everything. Yet family members keep sending me screenshots of her social media posts, filled with photos of her and her new sexy man, grinning like they're in some twisted fairy tale. My chest tightens every time I see it. It hurts. It cuts deep. The worst part? Last night, the nightmare came knocking on my door. Literally, I woke up to pounding, loud enough to make my heart jump. I opened the door to find the police. There she was, standing with them, demanding to get her things. She didn't even look at me. The cops watched as she gathered some clothes, never bothering to explain, never caring that our daughter was asleep in the next room. Outside, in my car, the car I pay for, sat the mechanic, lounging in the passenger seat like some smug prince. And then, the final insult. This morning, she had the audacity to text me, asking if I could give her gas money and pay the car note. Said she might be willing to speak to me face to face if I did. It was a slap in the face, and for once, I didn't respond. I couldn't. I am numb. I think back to all the sacrifices I made, the hours I worked, the times I missed, just so we could have a good life. I did it all for her, for our family. Yes, maybe I worked too much, but I kept us safe and warm. Our daughter never went hungry. We had a beautiful home. Was I perfect? Number. But I was doing my best. Why couldn't she have just talked to me? Why didn't she give me a chance to be better? Her betrayal was swift and brutal, but there's a kind of tragedy in what followed for her. From what I've heard, they're living out of my car, drifting from one park to another. She wanted a life filled with adventure, romance, excitement. Instead, she got homelessness and chaos. And I really hope, that when the thrill fades and the reality of what she's done sinks in, she regrets every bit of it. But as for me, I'm trying to piece myself back together. I'm learning to smile for my daughter, to put one foot in front of the other. And even if the numbness still grips me, a small, defiant part of me knows I'll heal. I'll find my way out of this darkness, stronger than before. Because now, it's not about her anymore. It's about me and the little girl who needs me to be whole again.